up, everyone, and welcome back to Girl You Know What podcast, season 5, episode 17. I am Danielle.
And I'm Keisha.
And we're just going to get right into it. We're officially in the 5th circle of hell. I believe that's what it is. I believe that's wrath, I think. So,
I'm in mourning.
yeah.
I thought I would be a lot more ready to curse people out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
don't
got
feel
that for
good.
you. Yeah.
I just feel sad, honestly.
It really
But
it really is.
you know what I told somebody? I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, this and that, and talking about the way they treated her. He said, and when she walked off that stage, you could just tell, like you could see that she was heartbroken,
Mm-hmm.
and she was this and she was that. I said, let me tell you something. I said, what you witnessed is what Black women go through behind closed doors with you Negroes every day.
Every day.
I said, you just looking at it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
But what you saw is the life of a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
To be qualified for something and to be rejected.
Every time.
To think you enough in a relationship and to be rejected.
Mm-hmm.
To think you're doing a good job and to be rejected.
Yep.
I mean, what you saw, and I told him that. I said, what you saw is what Black women go through privately. In real time, y'all saw it.
Yep.
I said, but see, for men like you, who are compassionate, who care about Black women, it offended you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but these men don't care.
No.
They don't care.
No.
This is what we dealing with that people just never really get to see.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and it's really sad. And I think I said this here, but I was like, again, here's a woman covered from her neck to her ankle.
Yep.
And he said it. He said, and they call her everything but a child of God.
Exactly.
I said, but that's what I'm saying to you. It's all bullcrap. They will tell you that they don't want women who twerking it. They don't want women who doing this. They don't want women who doing that. And now they get an educated woman.
Mm-hmm.
And they still was calling her bitches and hoes.
Yeah.
Y'all hate women.
Hate women.
And particularly Black women.
Yep. And I just don't and it's just like, I guess it's not for us to understand because, we're not men, we're not, and we don't, but so many people, and especially like Black men, they made some great points. One guy even says something like, he made no plan for y'all. The only plan he made for Black people, what Black men that he basically said but didn't say directly, was that he's going to unleash the police on your ass. He didn't say anything about y'all's economic state. He didn't call y'all out directly about how he's going to change this. He didn't say how he's going to change that. There was no plan or agenda directed towards Black men. So what attracted you to this man?
But I think it's the same. All they see is power.
Mm-hmm.
Men don't. What I'm learning is that I don't think most Black men relate to themselves through their Blackness. They relate to themselves as just men.
Just men, yeah.
And when they see him as a man, they like what he represents as a man.
Right.
Power, money, authority, control over women.
Ignorance.
He can look any kind of way and still get women. Because we fail to realize how many men are so insecure.
Oh, yeah.
We talk a lot about women being insecure. And I think men kind of made that conversation a thing.
Yeah.
But because they don't want to talk about how insecure they are. And I think when they see somebody like him, they relate to him.
Right.
Like, gosh, I wish I could be that. I wish I could say whatever I wanted to say. And a lot of them is trying it.
Yeah.
A lot of them ain't just wishing. They doing it. They saying whatever they want to say.
They're just not on this big of a platform.
And they feel like I can say whatever I want to say. And as a woman, you just supposed to take it. And I told my friend, I said, and what's so funny is, look how she was so disrespected by Black men. I said, and the funny thing is this. Y'all complain about, oh, she got a white husband. I said, what do y'all think she's supposed to have?
Look how y'all talk to her. Talk about her.
Why wouldn't she have a white husband?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, some stuff just makes sense, y'all.
It
Some
does.
stuff just makes sense. And y'all's plantation thinking, it really can't handle powerful black women.
No. And just like we were
Because
talking,
powerful black women need a place to rest.
yes. Yeah. And just like we were talking right before, Baltimore's mayor, he
Yeah,
basically just laid it out there and he said what needed to be said, but the most
yes.
important thing was that America doesn't deserve black women.
Doesn't deserve black women. And he knew. He said, I got up and just hugged my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's weighing heavy on all black women.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Again, you have to be a black woman to understand.
Yes.
Um, it don't have nothing to do with her not being president.
Right. Right. Thank you.
It don't have nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a black woman, that feeling you feel has nothing to do with her not being the president of the United States.
Right.
We all know what that feeling is.
Yeah.
Because we all been in those rooms
Mm-hmm.
where we had the most qualifications out of everybody in there.
Yep.
And they still picked the white guy.
Oh yeah. Or white girl, but usually the
Or
white
the
guy.
white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what type of environment you are in, or they pick the white girl.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, and it was just like, it was like just letting our air out, like again,
Yeah.
like God, dog.
Exactly.
That's the fatigue I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel angry. I feel,
And then somebody else brought this up too, and I was like, well, damn, but I mean, and this is something more petty than anything, but I'm petty as hell and I loved it. But, it just said, okay, this fool, he ran for president 3 times. Twice against a woman, well, twice against women, and once against a man. He can only beat women, obviously, because he lost to President Biden.
Okay, and I'd like to discuss some numbers.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So, this is where my greatest disappointment is. So, Isaac Hayes shared a video, and I love to deal in numbers because you can really make sense of everything.
Mm-hmm. Numbers don't
when
lie.
the numbers come up. So, and I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So he looked at how many votes were cast.
Mm-hmm.
This election, Donald Trump received 71 million votes.
Yep.
When he ran against Joseph Biden, he received 74 million votes.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden received 88 million, I believe, or 81 million.
I think it was 81.
81 million votes. Kamala Harris only got 66 million votes.
I mean,
the math tells me that 15 million of you didn't vote.
Mm-hmm.
I was sick.
Yeah. When you sent that to me, because I didn't see that, I just saw like the chart, that had like men, black women, whatever, but when I saw the actual numbers, I didn't even think about that. Now I saw her popular vote at the end. I saw, the total amount of votes, and I was just like, well, damn. I was like, I was like, that's not a lot of people, And then when I saw how many people voted for President Biden, the previous election, I was like, well, damn.
And then he said it. This is not a Republican victory.
Mm-mm.
Because he lost, because Trump lost 3 million votes.
Yeah.
So this is not a Republican victory.
Mm-hmm.
He said this is just a clear failure for Democrats to get out and vote.
Yep.
That's all it was. And my friend who I was talking to about it, he lives in Mississippi. And he said, man, she was traveling around from city to city, from town to town, shaking them folks' hand. He said, and some of them people weren't even registered to vote.
I believe it.
He said, them folks weren't even registered.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk about that, her traveling around. Now, there's been so much blame put on, not necessarily her, because people are actually giving her props for the campaign that she ran in the same amount of time. Yeah, I mean, the amount of time that she had and everything. Of course, people are going to blame President Biden for not,
He does share some of the blame.
Oh
He
yeah,
does.
yeah. Nancy Pelosi's been
Because
reading
she
his
couldn't run
ass.
an effective campaign long enough.
Yeah, she only had 100
That didn't give
days.
enough time to
Yeah,
roll out an effective economic plan,
yeah,
an effective plan for the defense department, like everything that she would have had
everything.
to roll out. It
Yeah,
didn't give enough time.
exactly. So yeah, but people, like I keep saying people, but they keep saying stuff like she didn't like really cater to Gen X because there's something put on Gen X about basically Gen X white men and women. Let's just and black men. They said we're the largest generation.
Yeah.
And at least voters. And she lost to Gen X. And they were saying it was because she didn't really cater to Gen X. Like we're not really that.
What does that even mean? I want to know what that means.
Yeah, so this is what they're saying. They said Gen X really isn't that like impressed with celebrity. So all these celebrities that she was bringing out and everything like that, we're not really that pressed about that. Her having like Megan Thee Stallion and people like of that generation.
That was two celebrities.
Yeah, so
it was Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla.
Yeah,
and Cardi B.
Thank
that was
you.
for them.
That was
she
for
brought
them.
Beyonce out there.
Right, Beyonce. I mean, Beyonce may be considered a
but y'all act like she had a.
Yeah,
she
that's
didn't have
what
a
I'm
celebrity
saying.
at every stop. Like,
yeah, I mean, she had President Biden and Michelle Obama, who that wasn't our first presidential election that we voted, and maybe it was some people's, but we showed up and showed out for that one. So they're saying that it was a discrepancy. Like she didn't cater to us.
I'm gonna say this.
Listen, go ahead.
And we getting ready to get in trouble. I'm about to get in trouble.
Just say it. I mean, I'll just say it.
It's us. We, Generation X, we need to have a real conversation right now.
Yeah.
If that was your position, you're a fucking idiot.
I mean, if that's what it came down to, that's all they kept talking about was the celebrity.
Generation X, we are the problem because of the way we raise these badass kids. We need to have a heart-to-heart, like
serious
really right now.
Heart-to-heart. Listen,
because I believe that statement wholeheartedly. Because Generation X has lost their minds. You don't discipline your children.
Nope.
You don't want to vaccinate your children. You are losing your brain cells.
Everything is offends somebody or something.
Your kids are so emotional, it's sickening.
Everything offends them.
And we were not raised that way.
No.
What is wrong with y'all?
I think that some people in Gen X really resented the way that they sit up here and they talk about we love the way we were raised and independent and everything like that. But I think
you're not lying because I've had that conversation with Generation X parents.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't want to. I try not to yell as much as my parents yell. Get some balls.
I'm like, are you crazy?
Because let's just look at the way you're doing it. Look at your kids. Are y'all really sitting here telling me y'all think them kids really?
Listen, and then y'all record it and put it on social media like it's cute.
Y'all's kids is the problem, Generation X. We need to really talk about this. If you're in your 40s, it's y'all's kids. It's the kids that you've raised that are in the streets acting a fool. And now y'all's kids is 30, 20. No, that ain't that old. They're probably about 25.
Yeah.
24. And now they having kids. And they the little bad kids that y'all video recording.
Yep.
Doing all type of nasty dances and all type of silly stuff.
And your grandkids.
It's the issue. You the problem.
Yep.
All the more reason you should be voting.
Exactly.
Because we did this.
Yeah.
We are the cause why everything is like it is.
Right.
We are the ones telling kids, don't go get a college education. It's us. And now we got classrooms full of white teachers
who don't give a damn.
And you have no Department of Education.
Listen, no union for the teachers. So
you better figure out a way to get a homeschool started in your community. Even if he don't dismantle the Department of Education, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
We the problem. And until we just swallow that pill
Mm-hmm.
and deal with it, and we need to go to therapy. If you got a problem with the way your mama raised you, with what your daddy did, go get some therapy. I told y'all
Yeah.
that last week.
Because now it's a trickle down effect.
Because now you're not only ruining them bad kids you raising, you putting it out in the environment and ruining the country and the economy. It's us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I believe it wholeheartedly. We see it all the time. The men who got these horrible opinions about her is Generation X.
Yeah.
It was us.
Yep. And majority of them were raised by single mothers. Well, I should say majority of us.
If I keep telling y'all the men hate women, I try to tell y'all nice and whisper when I talk. Because I know when I yell, y'all think I'm crazy. Them men hate women, y'all. If that man raised by his mama, you got to see what kind of relationship, what's going on.
Right.
Because them men hate women.
Mm-hmm.
And now you raising 20-some-year-old kids that's like, boomers, y'all responsible too.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't my mama a boomer? She a
Yep.
boomer, ain't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
Yes,
boomers.
y'all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Y'all responsible too.
But let's talk about you bitches. Because I told you everybody's been a nigga and a bitch this week. I don't give a shit. So there were a lot of women, even black women. We got to give y'all some too. But especially white women who were talking all this shit that they couldn't vote for a woman because women shouldn't be leaders. And the Bible says this and the Bible says that.
Don't do that.
Listen, girl. So
you raise up my Christianity in
girl, we going there. I told you this is going to be deep. We going there.
Jeez.
So, okay, let's go there. So, if you're saying that a woman can't lead and a woman shouldn't do this and a woman shouldn't do that because the Bible says that, now
that's a lie.
That's a lie.
First off, that's a lie.
It's a lie. Like a lot of things, but people take the Bible for what they want it to. They translate it how they want to.
But no, it's just a lie. Like it's not taking the Bible anything. You're just lying.
You're lying.
You literally made that up.
Right. But let's say that your Bible says that. Because some people, I think, have their own Bible. So let's take it in context. Because when I was older,
female judges in the Bible, and if I'm not mistaken, her name was Deborah. That is a position of authority.
It's a position, and so let's go there. Because I was telling this one lady who, now she didn't believe that. You know, she was just saying, which the conversation that she had with an older woman about that, and now the older woman did end up saying she did end up voting for Kamala, but she was torn because that's what the Bible says and this, that, and the other. So when I decided to get older and learn the Bible on my own and read, I take it into context. And the thing is, so if you're saying that a woman shouldn't be in a position of authority and shouldn't lead this, that, and the other, then if you're a supervisor at a job, quit your job. If you're a director at a job, quit your job. If you work, period, outside of the home, because that's basically what you're saying, quit.
Girl, these people.
But I was just like, are y'all so there were women too, not as many.
They're serious too.
Yeah.
But guess what? They've been brainwashed by men.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what it comes back to. Yeah, that's what it comes back to. Yeah.
They have been brainwashed by men who are using that to manipulate them into what they want those women to be.
Yep. And that's what a lot of people do.
Why I said powerful women need rest. Because personally, now this is just my opinion. Y'all heard me say that's my opinion. I just think that there is something in every woman that does have I don't care how tough you think she is at work or how tough she is on the kids, there's a moment when every woman needs a rest.
Yes.
And when she wants to rest with her husband or whoever she's with, I think y'all get confused and believe that because she's powerful in her job, that she's powerful in her house. Right. That is not the truth, y'all.
No.
Women want to go home and take a break. Like they want to go home. A lot of women I know like this and be domestic and do the things around the house. Like some women get relaxation from that. they want their husband to like, hey, tell me what we gonna do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. They don't want to. Y'all have a misconception that women want to run over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my friend. He said this to me. He said, "I'm noticing a lot of men are like trying to run over women now."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I don't know where this came from. Like, when did this start?" He said, men are like belittling women now. Like, these men is out of control.
And it comes from this, I guess they call it the manosphere, where, these men get on these platforms and they talk all this shit about women, just women, and mainly black women. Mm-hmm. And now they feel empowered because the things that they've been thinking, or maybe if they weren't even thinking it, they may just be like, wow, yeah, my woman does do that. Yeah, the girl I tried to talk to back in the day, she did treat me like this or something, so now they have these pseudo, I don't even know you want to call them pseudo, but these people who have a microphone, just like we do.
Right.
But they have a microphone and they're out here just spewing just hate for a particular, and it's brainwashing. Just like you said, how a lot of these women, get brainwashed by their husbands or just men in their life period. It could be, someone just who they look up to. It's the same
I want
thing
you all
happens.
to know that relationships are very simple.
Yeah, listen.
They are very simple. And I just want you to know this. You don't have to turn every time a woman does something or a man does something.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make them, oh yeah, she was this way. And that's why, yeah, see, these women be hoes.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't like you.
I mean, basically,
it's just that simple.
That's just what it is.
It's just that. It doesn't have to be a big production.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have to be this. She don't have to be that. Same go for the way women say stuff about men. Because first thing I hear women say, "Oh, he must be gay."
Yeah,
he must be this.
That's the biggest one. Yep.
We just don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Why that man can't just not like you?
Exactly.
It don't make him nothing.
So that's something within y'all. That's
He's just not into you.
Yeah.
And see, but what we have learned, I think we learned this at a very young age, that if somebody doesn't like you, it's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is where that feeling comes from of like, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. No, it doesn't mean any of those things.
Right. Somebody's just not into you.
There's somebody for everybody.
Thank you.
Like that New Edition song. Sorry, you're not my kind of girl.
Mm-hmm.
You're the kind of girl that a man's dreams are made of.
But you're just not mine.
All her great qualities. It's not your look because you're pretty. It's not your smile. It's not even the way you carry yourself. You're just not my type.
Right.
So, and I think people really struggle with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, she must be. And then because men, baby, when they dig in,
listen,
they gonna hate you for a long time. Like that hate be. I mean, when don't hurt a man's feelings, y'all. The best whatever you do, because it's terrible to have a hurt man walking around in the world.
Oh my gosh, and we see so many of them.
Oh, and it's so like, please, y'all, do whatever you can do. I mean, don't hurt women either.
Right.
But it's hard. It's heck to get a man out of that.
Ooh.
Oh, when he get his feelings hurt, it's like, baby, he's just a lost cause.
Yeah, but we're the emotional ones.
They so emotional. it's exhausting.
And listen, and we were saying, we love black men. We love.
Oh yeah, we were saying that before we got. Yeah. That's my hate. That's my issue.
Yeah, we love y'all.
It's like, I love y'all, but y'all get on my nerve.
Y'all never step up for us.
And I do want to say something. We got to play because I know people going to be like, oh, but it was this many percentage of us that voted for y'all. Right. Okay, so this we going to have to, I got a speech for y'all. Hold on, let me get my numbers out.
Come on now. Come on, numbers.
Let's get the numbers. So,
numbers don't lie.
Black men, 78% of you all did vote for her.
Mm-hmm.
But here, black men, is where the problem is. 37% of Latino women voted for Trump, and 54% of your Latino homeboys that y'all be hanging out with, and y'all be over at the Cinco de Mayo with.
Okay, and y'all let them call y'all the N-word and everything.
Yeah, the ones you be saying, hey, Ed, say them right there. They voted for Trump.
Yes.
I advise you sever all those ties immediately.
Listen,
See, we got to start getting back to whoever ain't for us, we can
mm-hmm.
hang out with them.
Yeah.
Hang around like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
Bible tell you don't mix among them.
Listen.
Stop mixing among folk who ain't for your interests.
Mm-hmm. Like, hey, my 20-year-old cousin, this was her first presidential election voting in, and you know, she's feeling away, of course, and she just said, normalize cutting people off. Normalize it.
Please. I tell my niece all the time, she's 10 years younger than me. And she be doing stuff and I be like, don't be like me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 44.
Right.
Don't wait till you get 44 to start getting comfortable with not talking to people and cutting people off.
Thank you.
You in your 30s. Do it now.
Do it now. It'll save
you
a lot.
You're going to save yourself a lot of headache.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of trouble. Do it now.
Yep.
Don't be like me. And I think Generation X, that's our responsibility to be telling the kids that's coming under us, I did this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you do it wrong too.
Yeah, admit that you've been wrong. Admit that you've done things that, you know, didn't benefit you, or, you know, probably wasn't that bright. We've all done it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, share those things too.
Yeah.
Don't make
Tell
it
your
seem,
folks.
yeah.
Stop being so, but see, we were raised by such a what's done in this house stays in this house generation.
Yeah.
That we have a fear of like being honest.
Mm-hmm.
And now you mix our upbringing with these kids record every breath they take.
Right.
You can barely trust them.
Yeah.
Because you might be secretly recording me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just, it's a real, I get it, but sometimes you got to bite the bullet and be honest with these kids.
You do.
I just tell them.
And that's the thing too. I think that's another reason why they're so sensitive, is because they haven't had really that many people be honest with them.
Yeah. So they don't know what honesty feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't like that feeling.
Yeah. So when they do hear honest opinions and things
their
like
emotions,
that,
they burst out.
Listen, they get offended.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah. So it's just like, we can't have that.
We have just, because we got our ass whooped so much and we was on the punishment so much. Like, remember we used to joke? Remember me and you used to joke, and I think everybody told the joke when the pandemic came and we had the lockdown, and we was like, we was built for this. Like,
yeah, this wasn't nothing.
Do y'all know how much we lived on a punishment?
Okay.
In our room with nothing but a clock radio?
Right.
Baby, please. This isolation felt good to us. Like, woo.
Shit.
Child, it's like being in my childhood room all over again.
I was cool during I didn't have any issues. I'm not gonna lie. During the pandemic, you know, I was just like, this ain't nothing. You know, if I need to go out, I can go out and get something. People can't see my face, you know, because I'm covered up. You know, that was perfect for me.
Listen, isolation was like, ooh.
I was like, yes.
Like, it was a punishment. It was just an adult punishment all over again.
And I was here for
with better toys.
Yeah,
and nobody took our stuff out of our room.
Listen. I played, I think, like every video game I had. I was in here just on my computer, just doing without. I was having a ball. I was recording podcasts left and right. I was just like, let's go.
It was love.
It was amazing. So I was just like, I don't know what y'all's problem is.
And that's the problem. We didn't let the kids get so attached to technology that we can't, you know, that's really making them have meltdowns.
Yeah.
You should have a weekend just fast from certain things as a family, because my God, them kids, I be watching people be recording when they take their kids' phone from them.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there have been people who have killed their parents because they took their phone away from them.
Baby, you cannot trust these children.
I mean, they lose their
If it's a set of people you can't trust, it's these kids. These teenagers.
And it's because of y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Teenagers and even the early 20s.
Oh yeah, because they're off the hook. You can't trust them.
Don't you turn your back on them.
Baby, you're gonna come up missing or something. Shit.
I'm gonna be watching your story on the ID channel.
Baby, listen, and I stay tuned to the ID channel, so I'm gonna see you on there. And
I was watching it this morning.
Okay, I went to sleep watching it.
I was watching it this morning, like, ooh.
Wake up, go to sleep watching it. Yes,
And I know
ma'am.
they say something wrong with us because what was on last night? It was murder in the
Oh, Murder in the
murder in the
Heartland.
Heartland.
Oh, that's my shit right
Dang,
there.
I
That's what
like
I went to
that
sleep
show.
watching.
I turned that on. I said, "Oh, I can go to sleep now."
Girl, I was like, first I had on the Cosby Show because it was on TV1, a marathon, and it was like the earlier episodes too. It was like season 3, so I was like, yes.
Oh, that's a
But
good one.
then I saw Murder in the Heartland was on. That's what I went to sleep watching. So it's
Yep,
between the Cosby Show. We so fucked up.
turned
It's
that
between the
on.
Cosby Show and Murder in the Heartland.
Turned Murder in the Heartland on, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gone."
Listen, went right to sleep. This is content.
Listen, and see, I keep my TV on mute anyway,
Yeah,
so
mine is real low usually.
I know people
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, if you fall asleep listening to the document," but I don't listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just on.
Yeah, because I used to go to sleep watching Forensic Files because they play
Oh,
that
yep,
all
yep.
damn
Remember that
night.
number 30 minute? Yep.
Yeah, so they would have that marathon on all night. So I would, or you know what I used to go to sleep in? This is where it all started back in the day. And it wasn't really true crime. But remember before MSNBC, before they started doing their news shows, before they got that going, and they had lockup on like all day and night.
Oh, sure did.
That was my shit. So that's what I went, that's where it started, where I was just like, ooh, this is so calming. Watching people in jail, that's fucked up. But it is what it is.
This is so calming.
It's calming.
Mm-hmm.
So that
It
says a
is.
lot about us, but it is what it is.
Oh,
I love it.
oh, Lord, help us,
I,
God.
I am who I am. It's made me smarter and more tougher though to watch out for signs and stuff. So they're very
Heck yeah.
educational. Yeah, these
I can
shows.
solve a crime in 2 seconds. I heard
Listen,
just solved the little TikTok crime. They talking about this lady was missing from her house since Sunday.
yes,
I went in the comments and said, "So are we pretending like we don't know what happened to her?"
right,
Talking
basically.
about her husband saw her go to bed at 10:45,
Child.
and they don't know where she is.
So y'all don't watch any ID channel or nothing
I
like that?
said, "So we pretending we don't know what's happened to her?
Mm-hmm.
How long we gonna pretend we don't know where she at?" And then it
And
said
who
in the
did
thing, it
it?
was an update that she was found, and then she was found 5 days later by somebody. Now they ain't told the story, just
Right.
talking about the family want privacy. I said, "Oh, well, I can tell you what happened again. She went off with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Remember when that lady did that?
Uh-huh. And then try to make it seem like it
Pretended
was
like
two
she got
Mexican
kidnapped
women.
on the run, honey, and she was with her man. Like, y'all better stop this now."
Child, and her and the man went down, baby.
She said, "We can rerun this back."
Listen.
So you got out the house and your husband saw you going to bed. My thing was, I said, did he sell her? He might have sold her.
Okay, and see and then that's fucked up because the first thing is they're going to do like they always say, they check the spouse, the people closest to you, and they probably didn't know her ass had a boyfriend, and so
I
he
bet either she left with her boyfriend or he sold her because it said she had an abductor.
damn.
He something. How did she get out the house if he
Right.
saw her
And
go
you
to
saw
bed?
her go to bed, yes.
And they said she was dehydrated. She was severely dehydrated. And on that ring cam, it looked like she might not have had no clothes on.
Oh,
I didn't really study the video, but
yeah.
she seemed to be unclothed.
Oh, he sold her ass. He got her right on up out of there.
He sold her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, girl.
Child, I'm telling you, these people are crazy.
They crazy.
Ooh. And it's just gonna get crazier because, they already got people on college campuses, these little white boys that think it's cute, to
Text people's phones.
yeah, texting people's phones, that bullshit, and and then they out there with signs talking about women are property and homos are going to hell and all this, just all this stuff.
Well,
So
that's what they were waiting for.
yeah, that's all it was. But fuck around and find out because not only are we crazy, but these children that we're talking about, okay, y'all gonna come up missing, but thinking it's cute right now.
I'm gonna tell you this. The best thing that came out of this is black women take a load off.
Yeah.
Because if I'm telling you right now what they said is true,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't doing nothing for y'all.
No.
We ain't doing nothing.
Nothing.
Don't ask us to organize nothing. We ain't bringing no food nowhere.
Mm-mm.
We ain't supplying no bottles of water. We ain't making no signs.
No.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Because we're tired of showing up for people who don't show up for us, and especially the main people that we want to show up for us, where it shouldn't even be a question.
And I'm gonna tell you this too. this whole thing with the Latinos voting for Trump,
Mm-hmm.
I tell people this all the time, and it's okay for them to say it, but it's not okay for us to say it. I keep telling people, stick with your own kind. And I don't mean this what I'm saying is we fight for so many people's interests,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody fights for our
No,
interests.
nobody, no.
And this is why I say when you are at work, do not let them lump you into that person of color. No, I'm black.
Mm-hmm. No.
Because the people who you're lumping me into people of color with don't like black people.
Right.
And we need to just, I don't know when y'all gonna accept that.
Yeah, I don't get
And I don't
it.
know why that's so hard for black people to accept. Maybe they just don't care for us. It's
No.
okay. Because there are a lot of black people here who love you.
Yes.
Like, they just don't care for us, and that's fine. Let them.
And y'all don't want to associate with the black folks that love you because you feel like it's like you trying to get this white acceptance and
It's that
whoever.
proximity to whiteness.
Yeah.
It's that proximity to whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I sure hate it for y'all.
Yeah, because it's really
But I meant
sad.
what I said when this was over, and I posted it on social media, and I will say it here: plantation behavior at its finest.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that too because we covered on a little bit of it. We just didn't directly say it, but plantation behavior needs to be something that is not normalized around these parts,
I
and
don't
it
think
is.
you all even understand that you have plantation behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you understand some of the things that you do in your day-to-day life, some of the words that
Yeah.
you say. I don't think you get it.
No, it is obvious.
So now this says there were 10 million less voters.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. A disappointment.
Yeah.
And that's still 15.
Yeah.
66 and 81. Is that 15? No. Maybe it's 10. I got to do the math.
Yeah.
I got a calculator right here in my goddamn hand. What did we say? You said 81.
Yeah, I believe it was 81.
15. I know I can add now. I was going to say, good Lord. I'm going to be a math teacher now, Keisha.
Baby.
Knew my numbers wasn't wrong. If I can do anything now, I can count.
Can count. Okay.
Girl. But we hope that when there was, do we vote for a mayor or a governor in May? Is there another election?
Let me see.
I can't remember. I don't even care. I ain't gonna say
I lost track. And that's the other thing too. Before we get out of here, so y'all just put Moreno in there, so we ain't got Sherrod no more. But I'm gonna blame Sherrod a little bit because I think he got a little cocky and just thought that he was going to win because people were telling him, "Nigga, fight back." Did you see those people were getting pissed at Sherrod Brown because Moreno had those, and we're talking about the Ohio Senate for people who don't live in Ohio. But people don't realize that now the Senate is controlled by the Republicans, and it looks like the House may be too. So
it is.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, people don't realize how important it is to vote, and it's sad that to this day people don't realize how, even though the Senate and these issues, like, I mean, so issue 1 failed, which was, what was, I get them confused, but that was gerrymandering, yeah,
redistrict
right,
where you vote,
yeah. So they're going to be free to do, redistrict that. So Ohio's going to basically stay a red state. Yeah, I mean, it's just everything just falls down. But I'm sorry, I blame Sherrod because I think he got a little arrogant.
I feel like Sherrod had, but this is where Sherrod failed. And I think all of us are learning this, even in the presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
People are okay with thieves.
Oh, yeah.
People are okay with rapists.
Mm-hmm.
People are okay with racism.
Mm-hmm.
People do not care about integrity.
Right.
Morals no longer exist. So when I saw those ads about Moreno that Sherrod Brown put up, I was like, oh, who would vote for Bernie Moreno?
Mm-hmm.
But see, to people who don't care about that, to people who don't care if employers steal from employees, to people who don't care that he destroyed evidence, that he actually got sued and had to pay his employees back because he was stealing their money.
Yep.
the people who work for him. What do y'all think you just gave him the opportunity to do in Washington?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think. What I'm really disappointed about more than anything is like people's lack of knowledge of the government which they live under.
Yes.
It's like, y'all, and you have a phone in your hand, just Google it.
Google is your good auntie. How many times we had to say that? Google will tell you what you need to know. You can't believe everything on the Googles, but
I Googled something the other day, and I'm about to see if I can pull it back up.
mm-hmm.
It was something like election wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why can't people just do this? Like, when I Googled it myself, I kind of was like, why y'all don't just,
because I was thinking about something in my head and I Googled, when did slavery end?
Yeah.
And it just, in the United States, slavery was abolished on December the 6th, 1865.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see how easy that was?
Yeah. It's
Y'all,
so simple.
Google it. Y'all are choosing to be ignorant.
Willfully ignorant.
That is very sickening.
Mm-hmm.
That's disturbing.
It's
That's
scary.
the part that's
Yeah.
really, you don't want. And what does the Bible tell us? The people perish because of a lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear because look what's happening.
Yep.
We are just dying away at the brain.
Listen.
Your way of living is dying. And y'all don't even care. Y'all don't even care.
No.
But child, another day.
Another day, some more bullshit. But, if anything was taken away from this, and I don't know how, I mean, there should have been a lot of things taken away, but one thing, especially for our black men, and yes, we are giving it to y'all because it's scientifically proven. I said scientifically, but you know what I mean. That you have seen firsthand what we go through. And I mean, not firsthand, but like you said at the beginning, when your friend saw, after she gave her concession speech, and you saw her walk away, and you could just feel the disappointment, the hurt, the pain, and just her walk, he could feel that. That's how we walk around every day, pretty much.
Yep.
You know how many times I've been told no just this week for something? Or how many times I've been looked over for something, but I had to give a presentation and still be like, oh, everything's great. So we still got to be on our P's and Q's, and do what we got to do. But, it's like we're supposed to. That's just what we're supposed to do.
I don't think I ever told this. I was working, doing case management at this company. And so in my friend group, I just want to say something. We have a friend who is a nurse. She has a BSN. She went and got her LPN. She's a BSN, and now she's going to be a nurse practitioner.
See,
my other friend is a principal, assistant principal, and I'm only telling, the job titles don't matter, but what I want to tell you is the degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a bachelor into psychology. She has a master's in intervention specialist, and she has a master's in leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And some other, and she has her certificate you have to go through a training to get like a superintendent, so you can have a higher administration position.
Mm-hmm.
My other friend has a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in psychology. I have so at this time when this happened, so I'm telling you this to say, we don't be, in my group, we care about get the paper so you can get the real paper.
That's it.
That's what we talk about.
Yeah.
And we be kind of talking to each other and be like, what people be talking about today, friends? Like, what's going on? Well, that ain't our business. We're gonna just keep talking about what we talking about.
Right.
So I said this to say, I'm at this job. At that time I had I just had my undergraduate degree. I got a dual degree in political science and education.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta get a master's degree. And so I'm getting my degree, going to work every day, getting my degree. And I'm like, yeah, we just randomly talking. We always had meetings at the office where we had to leave my site and go like to the main office and have meetings. And so I'm in a group, white girls, we just talking. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting my master's. And they're like, oh, what you getting your master's in? Human services counseling. My concentration is marriage and family. And they're like, oh my God. These white girls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So like, what are you going to do when I was like, I'm thinking like, I'm going to come to work. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Like, because again, to us, it's like, it's just what you're supposed to do. Like, it's not really that big of a deal.
Right.
And what you just said made me tell this story because here I was with a master's degree. I finished it. I got it. And more qualified, clearly, because the girls I'm sitting around is like, oh my God.
Right. Yeah, they're amazed. Like, wow.
They're like shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Probably shocked because I was black too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Shocked. And but position after position after position, they would pass me up.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't even ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you interested? Do you want the position? We were considering Keisha for the position. And it's like, but that's what happens. Like you just said, we could be qualified, and they're still going to pass you up.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want that to be the norm. It shouldn't be the norm. It shouldn't be our norm.
Right.
Because here we see us getting passed up. But listen to, these are just the women in my circle. When they tell you that Black women are the most educated women, we are.
We are.
These are just the women in the four of us. You're getting a master's degree. You have a master's degree.
Yeah, I have my master's, yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so.
In computers, nonetheless. And I'm still basically, even though I get paid, but I'm still basically doing quote unquote entry level stuff, which I'm not, which I'm overqualified for. Man, but if you want to pay me what I make and, keep me down, that's one thing. But, when I go and apply for these positions and, you pass me up, that's a problem.
Yeah. Child. As always. You all know where to find us. Girl _ you know what, at Wellness and Women, at Danny B Speaks. And I don't really have anything to say profound because my heart's still in mourning. Yeah. But I hope you guys have a prosperous, great week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.